The other day I was existing and I realized I have not done a reading vlog in literal ages. So guess what? Right now is the perfect time. It's fall. I have several fall books on the TBR that I want to tick off, and I have the perfect captive audience. Come along. These are all of the fall coded books that I own that I want to read right now. There are actually some more, but we're not going to talk about them. I need to do like a bookshelf unhauling video because I have a plethora of books that I have no intention of reading ever. So I need to get rid of those. But also, I don't want to get rid of any books because I love books. We've got this book, this book, this book, this book, this one, and boom, that one. In this video, I want to get through at least 3 of them, and I think I'm going to start us out with episode 13. I know I'm going to start us out with episode 13 because I already did start it. Can we just take a moment for this bookmark? I'm obsessed with it. I got it from a local artist at a festival, and sadly, I do not have their ad, so a moment of silence for that artist. Support local artists. So this is episode 13 by Craig Dilouie. So from what I'm gathering, this is going to be found footage horror of a group with like a TV show investigating a haunted house. And I'm really excited because I just love a paranormal book. Give me ghosts all day long and I will be the happiest person ever. The writing style is really, really interesting because you'll go from like diary entries or just the narrator giving you information to actual found footage. And I was kind of worried about that because I was like, how do you write found footage in an engaging way? But so far they're doing a really good job. I feel like I'm getting a really good idea of the character dynamics and their relationships and just personalities, and it's wild. You wouldn't have expected them to be able to do that with found footage, but they're doing it. Really quick side tangent. This is a bug. I know you couldn't tell that. It looks a little amateur, and that's because I did it myself. This is a freaking fiery searcher. Calisoma scrutator. Scrutator, I hardly know her. Yeah. So, gonna put this one back on the shelf now. Thank you for looking at that against your will. If you didn't know, I love bug. So I'm gonna read a little bit further. I'm on page 55. It doesn't really do chapters, but I am liking it so far, and I will update you when I have more opinions and more progress in the book. It is the next day. I just slept so hard. Thank goodness. I have not been sleeping well lately. It's actually rough. But I am partially into their day 3 of the investigation, and some stuff finally happened. So my thing with this is like, usually with a spooky book, I like it to like flirt with me a little bit, you know? I like for it to kind of build subtle tension and just make me anticipate. I want it to make me work for the big break. And this book, it just kind of went from 0 to 100, and I feel like how did we get here? Which, it's fine, and as I said, we're still early on, so it could really go in a great direction. I am still enjoying the writing style a lot. I like the different format of the chapters. You'll go through strings of pages that are just text messages, and I am so obsessed with that because I'm like, oh my god, I just read 5 pages in 30 seconds. It gives me a little dopamine hit, and I feel like I'm making such fast progress. The chapters, too, some of them are so short, so like this whole thing is just like dopamine hit, dopamine hit, dopamine hit. But I do wish that it would make me work for the scare a little bit because I did not really feel that, and I want to be quaking in my boots. One thing I was not expecting out of this book is the drama. This is reality TV at its finest. If you like reality TV ghost hunting shows, I think you will like this. I am saying that having not finished it, but it reeks of reality TV. But I'm gonna get back to reading now, and I will update you when I'm a little bit further. Okay, little update for you all. I am getting close to the end of this book. My thoughts so far. This did not take the direction that I was expecting it to take. It has completely shifted into this as above, so below type vibe, like the movie, and I'm so here for it. Is it scaring me? No. Is it a good time? Yes. I feel like I'm watching a movie in my head. I literally went through this like entire chunk of book just today. The characters have a lot of depth. The story is entertaining. There was just a twist that I'm really excited to see where it goes. I did have one person comment on a reading vlog that I posted on my TikTok with this book, and they were like, oh, I hated the ending of that book. So fingers crossed that it's not really bad. It could be. Hopefully it's not. I'm really impressed with the rest of the story so far, so I have high hopes-ish. I'll let you know. Okay, I have finished it and it was eventful. There was a certain choice made at the end, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. I feel like maybe it detracted from some of the impact that the book could have otherwise had. I feel like this could have been a good one to leave kind of open-ended and up for interpretation, but it did not. I mean, it kind of did that, but not really. It gave me more answers than I think I would have liked, but it was good. I think I'm gonna rate this one 4 stars. It's a solid story. I think that the formatting of this book is awesome. Like, so much about this is fantastic. Did it scare me? No. Was it scary? Yes. If that makes sense. Like, it was spooky and atmospheric, and I was like, ooh, this is, spooky. But, like, I didn't feel the feelings of fear. But I feel like I maybe could have if I had just been in, like, the right mood for it. I don't know. Definitely one that I'll never forget. I will say, though, I haven't seen As Above, So Below in a really long time, so I can't remember exactly what happens in the movie. But I've gotta say, I think that one is found footage, and I think that it was low-key kind of similar to this. And I'm not sure. I don't know which one came first, but I'm like, oh, it's fine. It was media. I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna think about it too hard in that regard. I will also say I had a couple moments where I was like, man, this is a little bit slow. There are a lot of pages in this book, but overall, I think it was a good decision. It's just something to consider. It's not super fast paced 100% of the time. There were so many jaw dropping things at the end, but the one in particular, man, oh my god. And there was another thing. See, I can't talk about this because I don't want to spoil it, but like, I saw some of it coming, some of it, yeah, I can't even talk about it, so I'm just gonna stop. But when I picked this up, I thought I was signing up for like, ooh, spooky haunted house, and then this was like philosophical. What? This was not what I was expecting.
Hello, we are preparing for a concert. What is your favorite color?
Green.
Wow.
In such a cute way.
What's your favorite color?
Green.
Oh. What's your favorite color?
Green.
Oh. My favorite color is purple. Or blue.
Hey guys, it's been a couple days and I have news for y'all. I have Katabasis by R.F. Kuang, and I'm gonna start listening to it today and tomorrow because I've got a big drive. We're gonna crunch through it, and it's gonna be perfect for the fall season from what I hear because it's very dark academia. We've got like cult symbols drawn into the book. Like, it's very fun. And I would have purchased this one physically because personally I would prefer to read it, on physical paper, but it's $35. If you think I'm gonna spend $35 on a book, let alone a hardcover, I hate hardcovers. I hate them so much. The feeling of them in my hands is actually repulsive. So if you think I'm gonna spend that much money on a hardback and just a book in general, you're delusional, honestly. I'd say $30 is kind of my cutoff. We'll see if that lasts given the current economic, what's the word I'm looking for? Wow. I can't think of the word, guys. I still can't think of it. I'm just gonna move on. If you're unfamiliar with this, you may be living under a rock, or maybe you're just employed and not chronically online, though I am employed and I know about this, but I'm a book influent. I'm a book person, okay? I can't believe I can't believe that word just came out of my mouth. I can't believe that word just came out of my mouth with my 2,000 followers. Less on TikTok, even less on Instagram. I need to take a second. I'm really sorry that I said that. Oh, that physically pained me. I don't even know what I was talking about now. If you're unfamiliar with Katabasis, this is R.F. Kuang's most recent book, just came out. From what I hear, it is about 2 students who are traveling to hell to try and bring their professor back to life because one needs a letter of recommendation and I can't remember what the other one needs, but like they need him alive for that, so that's what they're doing. That's all that I know. I hear that there's a little bit of romance in this book, but it is not a romance book itself. There's just like a hint, which that's kind of how I like it to be. So I'm very excited to get listening to this. I have heard mixed reviews on this. I've heard some people say this is so dense and slow and boring. I've heard other people say this is really good. This is like exemplary dark academia. This is like the dark academia poster child. So I'm excited. It has magic, which makes it even better, and I'll let you know how it goes. I'll be right back with my opinion after a quick montage.
Are you interested in this, sir? Here you go. Yes, yes. So majestic. Pretty cold. What do you think? Oh, delicious.
I haven't talked to you in 2 weeks. I have been in a huge reading slump, like insane, and I have updates. So I learned that Katabasis is not for me. I don't think. I soft DNF'd it, okay? I made it to like 61% of the way through the book. At first, I was kind of liking it. You know, the plot was interesting. It was a fun time, but it got to a point where there were so many flashbacks and they were so long that I was just getting really bored. On top of that, our main character, she's not as insufferable as the main character from Yellowface, but you know, it's a close second. That's an exaggeration. The main character in Yellowface is actually horrible. This lady, she kind of sucks. And then the guy, whose name I'm forgetting, he has a character trait that just makes me really not like a person, and it is being unreliable. Like, he'll just say that he's gonna go to things and then he doesn't show up. Like, he'll just commit to something and not show up. I cannot stand that at all. I literally ended a friendship because she stood me up twice when we were supposed to hang out and didn't even send me like an apology message or whatever. The first time I was like, okay, like after I messaged her, she was like, I'm sorry, I fell asleep. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Like it happens. But then she did it again and it's like she didn't even send me a message. And I just didn't say anything to her because it wasn't that serious. We were not close. We had just hung out a couple times. Can't handle it. Not desirable in any capacity. If you would like to pick this up, a lot of people were like, oh, there are pre-readings. You have to read Dante's Inferno. This is scholarly. It's not. This is a fantasy, and it's like not even a serious, confusing fantasy. Like it's easier to read than Sanderson. Don't be intimidated by it. You may not get a reference to Dante's Inferno, but like, do you need to? You don't. Trust me. You can still understand what's happening with the plot without getting every single reference. So don't be afraid of it for that reason. It's not bad. It was good. It just wasn't good enough, at least not in this time for me. So I took a week. I literally had no desire to pick up any books. It was really weird. I think partially it was because I was binge watching Dexter. I'm on season 7. Why does it suck? Dude, the first 3 seasons were peak, and then the 4th season started going downhill, and it's just been going downhill from there. I don't know if I'm gonna keep watching. I feel like the quality in writing has diminished so much, but I'm getting off on a side tangent. I'm not gonna do that. Also, my man, my eye candy has aged. You know, you can tell. He's got like an office haircut now. I'm like, why do you have an office haircut? Get that out of my face, bro. It's fine. Aging is natural and normal. Anyway, I'm literally so off on a tangent. A couple days ago, I picked up Bunny by Mona Awad because I was finally feeling in the mood to read again. And this is our book club's book of the month. If you're interested in joining, it's free. It's on Fable. We just read together, and then when you finish a chapter, you can leave a comment on it in the app. So it's fun. We can all kind of react to things together. It's a good time. I have started this, and actually I've gotten a pretty decent way into it. I'm on page 134, chapter 16. This is not what I was expecting at all. I thought it was going, actually, I'm not going to tell you what I thought it would be because I don't want to spoil it for you, but this is bizarre. It is, I kind of feel like how I felt when I was reading The Dark Tower by Stephen King, where it just felt like wild fever dream stuff happening. This feels like that, but it's in an intriguing way. Like, I am really, really curious, and I feel like the pacing is going pretty well because, like, the past couple chapters, like, if you have read this, chapter 15, you're in the thick of it, okay? It could get old really fast, but we've had this nice break, and I'm kind of anticipating, predicting what will happen, and I think it's going to be really nice. So don't mind the wet hair. I have updates for you. I'm on chapter 35 and still not really sure what's going on. I don't like when a book is so random that you can't really follow the story. And this teetered on the edge of being too much for me, but it actually was not because we've gotten to a point where I'm doing okay with it. I'm enjoying it. It definitely has kept my attention better. I will say if this wasn't the book club book of the month, I low-key might have DNF'd it. I don't know. There are other things that I would rather read. Like, I got Mate today. On release day, no less. It is, what is it? October 7th. I thought it was September for a second. This is book 2 in the Bride series by Hazelwood. I'm so excited. Like, you don't understand. I have needed an Hazelwood book that hits for so long. A lot of her most recent books that have been coming out have been more serious than her STEM romances, and they don't quite do it for me, dude. But this, if it's anything like the first book, I will be sold. I will be having a great time. So excited to get into this, but it must wait. So yes, you can understand why I'm wanting to pick this up instead of finish Bunny, because what even is Bunny? It's a strange one. I only have 30 pages left in the book, but I'm gonna save it for another night because I want to practice. And then I need to go to sleep. I don't think it's going to be a 4-star book. It might be 3.5. That remains to be seen. So I finished this. I just want to talk. Do you know how many people on the internet recommended this with their full chest? They said this is a 5-star book. I'm just like, I don't get that at all. I'm gonna have to give this one 3 stars. And that is like a solid, no hesitation, 3 stars. Because this was fine. I read it. It was okay. I would not read it again. And I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. This feels kind of like a book that's weird just for the sake of being weird. On top of that, there's a trope in this book that I think kind of just removes any potential impact that it could have had. It's the big main twist. If you've read it, you know what I'm talking about. But it's like... I'm not going to say anything else about that. If you want to know exactly what I'm thinking, I posted a review on Fable. Without spoilers, dude. 3 stars. And unfortunately, like I said, this was our book club book of the month. Our first book club book of the month was a 2.5-star read for me. This one I was sure was going to be so good because everybody hyped it up so much. Next month, I'm gonna find something with like a 4.8 average Goodreads review rating. I cannot read another mediocre book. Anyway, I'm gonna put this on my bottom shelf, which is my meh shelf. Alright, now we need to pick which book we're reading next. Okay, I know which one it's gonna be. Here's our next book. I have not been in the mood to read this, and then I got it when I was at the bookstore yesterday, and it's all that my heart wants to touch. This is the second book in the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. I'm so excited. Also, just gotten some kind of depressing news today, so I'm glad that I'll have something that will probably make me smile a little bit. Step 1 is going to be getting in the nude. I simply refuse to read a hardback with a dust jacket on it. As far as hardcovers go, like, come on, dude. You're gonna do better than Boom. That's fine. It's fine. I guess let's go ahead and get started. Last weekend, I went on a trip with my boyfriend to visit some family members, and I finished this in a single day, minus like 50 pages that I read the day before. Amazing, wonderful, fabulous. If you've not picked up this series yet, I will say it won't be everybody's cup of tea, but if you appreciate millennial humor from time to time and just like goofy but also exciting, I think this is wonderful. It's so fun, especially if you're into like video games or just chronically online. I think that you might enjoy this. This is a wonderful continuation. It was all that I could have hoped for and more, and I'm so excited to pick up the next one. I had to talk myself out of driving to go pick up the third book. Well, I had to talk myself out of going to get the third book today after work because I was like, girl, you don't need to drive 40 minutes out of your way, buy a $30 book, and then just go back. So yeah. I didn't do it, but I really thought about it because that's how much I like these. These are just a great palate cleanser. They're a good time. 4 stars. Love it. Would recommend. That's all I have to say. After I finished that, I went ahead and moved on, and I think this is probably going to be our last book of the video, so you best bet it's going to be a banger. Oh, it's time for Mate. Let's go, dude. Let's go. I was in the mood for this book last week and I was like, oh my god, I want to go get it. And then I was like, is it even released yet? I looked it up and it was releasing in 3 days. Chef's kiss, dude. So I got it, as I told you. I already gushed to you about how excited I am to read this, and I went ahead and got started. My thoughts so far. The energy is the same as the first book. I am sucked in. I want to keep reading it. Unfortunately, I had to do a ton of laundry and I don't have the audiobook form, so I had to put it down, but I am on page 42 and I closed it and I was like, this is great. And then it was resting and kind of like exposing that, and I was like, oh, there's art. Can I just make a request to stop this? First of all, don't tell me what he looks like. That's for my brain to figure out. That's for my brain to decide. You can say red hair, I'm gonna picture what I want. When you put a picture in the book, then you're telling me, and I don't want that from you. That's my first grievance. Second grievance, this man's hands are soft. You cannot look me in the eyes and tell me this man is rugged. He has a little bit of stubble. Good lord. Also, where are his scars? If you're gonna describe him specifically, then portray him specifically. Anyway, and where's his freaking ponytail? He doesn't actually have a ponytail, but he had like a bun. I don't know, I'm only on page 42, maybe he cuts his hair. But this is not rugged. Absolutely not. Yeah, soft hands, end of story. Yeah, I'm gonna keep reading, probably a little bit tonight, probably a lot of it tomorrow, if I find the time. I have to work really late, so probably not a lot of it tomorrow. I'm gonna read, and I will let you know what I think when I think it, per usual. Enjoy yet another montage.
They break down behavior.
So I have officially finished Mate, and I have opinions. I've got to be honest, this one was a little bit underwhelming. I just think that I like the first one a little bit better. Usually when I read Ellie Hazelwood, it's like there's literal crack in the pages, and I am addicted, I am immersed, I am yearning, I'm there, okay? This one, there were times where I'd read a scene and I'd know that I was supposed to be feeling tension between the main characters, but I just wasn't. I just felt like an outsider looking in. So that was kind of a block for me. It got a little bit better as we got further into the book and I knew the characters better. I also feel like the first book had like edgy scenes in it. It's really not intense at all, but it's like a little different. This one was like leaning into that a little bit more, which like great, I'm glad that's out there for people who like that. For me personally, it did not quite hit. There was a little bit too much like, I nuzzled him. I was like, girl. I also feel like we didn't really get to know Cohen much. Like, we got to know him, but we didn't get to know him. Yeah, overall, it was fine. I think that if I were to recommend one of these books, it would be Bride. But overall, it's a pretty good series. I did rate this 3.5 stars. I know that seems low. I almost gave it 3.75, but it didn't feel right, so I had to bump it down. That's okay. I still love Allie Hazelwood. I will always love her. I will always give her books a shot. This one was just not my favorite, and that's okay. Not every book is going to be my favorite. And with that, that's the end of this reading vlog. I'm sorry, I think I kind of lost the plot a little bit. Like in the beginning, I was like, here are these fall-coded books I'm going to read. And then I went through a reading slump, and during that time, I like forgot what I had said. And so we just kind of read what I wanted to read. But to be honest with you, that's probably what I would have done anyway. I am a mood reader at my heart and in my heart and soul. I hope that maybe you found some books to add to your TBR or steer clear of, but I'm gonna call it there, guys. If you want to join the book club, it is free. It's on Fable. Check out the link in the description. You could also follow me on TikTok or Instagram, although I hate Instagram. I hate it so much and I rarely post there, but you could go there. And thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next one.